Good evening, everyone, and thank you all again for joining us for another one of our bi-weekly live streams here. Today is December 27th, right? The last week of 2021. How fortunate that is, right? We've pretty much all made it through, except for the last few days, right? Made it through the entire year of 2021. It's pretty exciting. And what's pretty common for the end of the year, right? We all come up with goals, right? I refer to them as intentions, and we'll get to that in a little bit more as to why I use that particular word, right? Intentions instead of goals, a little bit later on in our talk this evening. So, but again, why don't we'll follow with our typical schedule of or format with the guided meditation, and then we'll get on to our weekly talk in and of itself. And so one of the important aspects of coming up with an intention, right, something that we're striving for in a future sense, is accepting where we are in the present moment, right here, right now. And so this guided meditation is on accepting where we are, right, in this present moment. So go ahead and begin by taking a moment to settle yourself, your body into a nice, comfortable position. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open with a soft focus, looking downward a few feet in front of you. Go ahead and breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. And at this time, I do invite you to go ahead and put a half smile on your face as well. And allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften. Soften your belly as you begin to settle in. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. And then let's meditate on accepting where we are right here, right now. Go ahead and bring warm attention to any emotions you may be feeling in this present moment. They could be joyful emotions, feelings of uncertainty, maybe even feelings of neutrality or something in the middle. Whatever you're feeling right here, right now, is where you are. So for the next few moments, allow yourself to let go of any judgment associated with what you're feeling. Accept what you're feeling as it is and only as it is. Breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. Now go ahead and bring kind awareness to any physical sensations that you may be experiencing right now. Sensations you're experiencing right here, right now, could be a cool or a warm air breeze blowing against your skin. Or perhaps you're a little hungry. Or maybe you feel a little cramp in your foot. Whatever that sensation is that you're experiencing is happening right here, right now. For the next few moments, go ahead and allow yourself to let go of any judgment associated with any of those physical sensations. Accept those sensations just as they are, only for what they are. Breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. We know that whatever we're experiencing, positive, neutral, or negative, is temporary and won't last. It's part of inner being and the connections that we feel and the experiences that we all share. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes and slowly reorientate yourself to your surroundings if you decide to move about. And with that, I wish you all peace and ease as we continue our talk for tonight. Have some pear tea tonight. It's pretty good. I like to give myself a little bit of variety when it comes time to the tea. So intentions versus goals, something that we often find ourselves maybe thinking about where we were over the course of the year. Did we progress? And then coming up with something new for us to find some personal growth, to better ourselves with in the upcoming year. Now, it's customary or traditional, right, that we do this on New Year's, but the reality is you have that option 365 days a year, 366 if it's a leap year, right? You can always start over whenever you want. You don't have to use a calendar year. So it's completely up to you. But what is the difference between intention and the goal? I find that the word intention is much softer, much more open and accepting of life. Goals can be so hard. Companies like to use goals. Like 10% increase, 5% increase. And if it's 9.99, you didn't make the goal, right? That's not how life works, right? So I like to use intentions. I set out I do my best, and I follow through as best as I can. And I make those, little um, incremental steps, right? Life is going to happen. And so we may not always make those huge numbers that sometimes we set out to be. And that's important too, because we're going to talk about that as well. Sometimes our goals are very lofty. And if we look at them in the large scale, it's very difficult to achieve sometimes. But if we do small incremental little steps on a ladder, much easier. So that's why I use intentions instead of goals. Because if I do only make 9.99, I still did very well. And I'm happy with that progress. And so a lot of it has to deal with perspective. Again, I kind of mentioned large and small, right? If our goal is to read a thick book, right? Maybe 1,000-page book, that's going to look very big, very thick, very challenging. So think about if you were to read just 3 pages a day. 3 pages a day, you would be done that book in a year, right? Certainly if you read a little bit more, you get done a little faster, read a little bit slower. You can still finish in a year, right? 365 days, right? 3 pages a day. That's, 1,200 pages right there, 1,400 pages right there. So small incremental steps. And if you use a bookmark, right, you can see your progress as you go along. So that's why the perspective of your goal or your intentions are very important, right? And that bookmark helps you measure, right, your progress. So 1 page at a time. That's how we do things. That's how things are completed with mindful attention, right? We don't distract ourselves with so many other of the distractions that we find in life. It's also okay to maintain, right? It's also okay to maintain where we are for a period of time. We can't stay there, right? Suppose again on that 1,000-page book. Suppose a life event happens, right? And you have to put it down for a little bit. Maybe you're a shift worker, right? Maybe you're a shift worker and you go from first shift to second shift, and that kind of throws you off your schedule. And so maybe you have to, find time again in the day, right? You have to rearrange your schedule slightly so you can get back into the swing, right, of reading that book. So you may not be able to read it for a week. That's okay too. You can't undo the reading, right? You can't undo it. So it's okay to maintain. But again, it's also important to realize that life will occur, right? If 2020 didn't teach us that, and 2021 didn't teach us that, something to consider, right? Life is going to occur. Flights canceled, people working from home, different transitions that we have to make accommodations for, right? So it's normal for life to occur. And so give yourself that compassion, that empathy that you would for a toddler who was learning how to walk, right? You don't scold a toddler, when they're taking their first few steps and they may stumble and, skin their knee even maybe, right? We don't chastise them. Don't chastise yourself either. Treat yourself with that love and compassion when you set those intentions. But, you do have to make sure that you follow up, right? You do want to follow up on those, on your progress. Again, that's like your little bookmark, right? If you're reading a big book, you could write them out on a weekly planner, right? or a monthly planner. My intentions are to read 20 pages. My intentions are to walk to work 1 day a week. Whatever that goal, whatever that, did it again myself, whatever that intention is that you set out for yourself. Right? Maybe you have the intention of cooking 2 meals at home. Right? So you have to set up a special day maybe to develop a menu. So offer yourself that same compassion, that same empathy. If life happens, because it will, but you have to progress or have to measure your progress one way or the other. And then as the months go by, you look and see where you were, because you can look back to see where you were to where you are. And that is how we can help set up our intentions for the upcoming year, for 2022. It sounds easy. It's the follow through that may be a little bit challenging sometimes, right? Running things down, right? And so our next talk will be January 10th. Again, same time, 6 to 6:30 for our bi-weekly talks. You are more than welcome to check out our website at bluelotusmeditation.us for recaps and for other additional resources that you may find helpful in your progress. Also, January 3rd, our Resiliency Plus class begins. It's a 6-week synchronous course where you'll meet on a Monday. Those are Mondays for 6 weeks from 12 to 1 p.m. and we develop resilient. Right? We've all heard of what resilient is, right? A resiliency, but resiliency plus, right? To help you blossom in those challenging times. Right? We also have those weekly sanghas, right? All throughout the week for our healing sanghas and veteran sanghas, and rainbow in our teen sanghas as well. And if you do find any of this, any of our videos helpful, you are warmly invited to like and to subscribe for more as we go along. And with that, my friends, I do wish you all a very happy, healthy, and safe new year. And then we will see you in the beginning of, again, January 10th, 2022. Thank you.